whatever. What's up, everybody? My name is Kyron Chase. I'm joined by the SummerSlam 1995 to my SummerSlam 2002, my brother Kyrie Sherrod.
And I just have one thing to say. The new brother versus brother heavyweight champion, Kyrie Sherrod.
Don't worry, I'll be getting it back at SummerSlam. For all the fans out there who always want me, who root for me, I'll be getting it back at SummerSlam. Trust me. He hasn't beat. We've made predictions on 2 SummerSlams in a row, and I won both of them pretty handily. So I'll be getting it back at SummerSlam. But today we'll be talking about, just like we did for WrestleMania, and something like this for Royal Rumble, we're gonna go through every SummerSlam and talk about what we remember from it. And I promise this video will not be as long as the WrestleMania one that was 40 minutes. Cause I'm gonna try to get through every SummerSlam quicker because one, the facts we know every WrestleMania even though we didn't see everything. While SummerSlam, neither one of us has seen enough from each SummerSlam. So the SummerSlams we haven't seen or don't know enough, we're just gonna skip over.
Now, just so you all know, I started watching wrestling around 2011, so I won't know as much WrestleManias as him. So.
Well, SummerSlam in this case, but everyone knows that at this point. We'll start with SummerSlam 1988. I only remember 2 things about it. One, Ultimate Warrior destroying the Honky Tonk Man in 31 seconds for the Intercontinental title, and the tag team main event. Now, the tag team match, the only thing I really remember from it, of course, was the ending of Miss Elizabeth taking her skirt off. Which is
skirt off?
Yes, watch the match, you'll understand. Which is still really good because Miss Elizabeth is completely beautiful in every way. But 1988 SummerSlam is not one of the better SummerSlams, you ask me. Neither is 1989. Once again, there wasn't much from this show. I personally, remember the main event of Hogan and Beefcake versus Randy Savage and Zeus, also known as Debo from Friday, isn't really that good of a match either. I mean, Savage, of course, carried most of his team because he's the best worker in the match. But once again, there's not much you can talk about with this one. So yeah, there's not much on this one I really remember either. SummerSlam 1990. What I remember from it, not much. There's only one thing I really remember from it, and it's worth really watching. And that's the Hart Foundation versus Demolition in a 2 out of 3 Falls Tag Team match. If you haven't seen that match, I recommend watching it. It's actually really good. But other than that, there's not much from this show worth remembering besides Hogan coming back to face Earthquake, which, since I wasn't alive back then, I can't get emotionally into it. Now, finally, SummerSlam 1991 this is stuff I really can talk about. First off, it has arguably one of the greatest SummerSlam matches of all time with Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect for the Intercontinental title. Please, if you have not seen that match, it's a technical masterpiece. Please watch it. Virgil versus Ted DiBiase was really good.
What year is this, 92?
91. And the main event, Hogan and Warrior versus Sergeant Slaughter, Colonel Mustafa, and General Adnan, which isn't really that good, except for the backstage drama of Warrior threatening to no-show the event if Vince didn't pay him. And as we all know, Warrior had been, I think, suspended or fired, one or the other, directly after the show. And, of course, we all remember the wedding between Miss Elizabeth and Randy Savage, which was really good, which led to a really good feud between Savage and Jake Roberts for anyone who hasn't seen it. Now, SummerSlam 1992 is, again, a show I can talk about more because I've seen more. I haven't decided to really watch it in general. I've seen enough highlights, and, of course, the certain match we all know about. Stuff I remember. I don't want to start to the obvious, but the huge crowd. There was a report. I say reported because you can't take that to be seriously with their reported how many people were really there, but 80,000 people in Wembley Stadium, and it shows. This was a huge event, and please let another pay-per-view come to London. It doesn't even have to London, England. It doesn't have to be a WrestleMania or SummerSlam, but I would love to see another pay-per-view in London. Match that I remember: Ultimate Warrior versus Randy Savage for the title was pretty good. Granted, I don't think it's as good as their WrestleMania match, not even close, especially with it ending in count out. I love The Undertaker's entrance on a hearse, even though I don't really like the match for him and Kamala. But of course, I've got to bring up the obvious. Bret Hart versus British Bulldog for the Intercontinental title in the main event. Back when the Intercontinental title really, really mattered. I'm pretty sure Bret has talked about how this was his favorite match because, Bulldog showed up to the event, out of shape, and he forgot a lot of the match. And Bret had to carry his brother-in-law through the entire match. And you could Bret had, telling him remind him each spot. And let's be honest, if it was anyone other than Bret back then, there's a good chance that match could have probably been a disaster. They brother-in-law. But because of Bret, well, it wasn't for anyone other than Bret back then. That match could have easily been a disaster because Bret, being who he was, he carried his brother-in-law through the entire match, and it shows. That's one of the greatest matches of all time. SummerSlam 1993 really is not as good as 92, and I don't think 92 was all that good either, because it was right after Hogan left, and they had gotten Lex Luger to replace him as the main guy instead of Bret Hart, which everyone wanted. And, nothing really showed it was good on the show. Heck, they got Shawn Michaels versus Mr. Perfect for the IC title, and it was a letdown. It was only 11 minutes. I think all the stuff with Bret Hart, Doink the Clown, and Jerry Lawler was pretty good. But other than that, I didn't really enjoy this show. Undertaker fought Johnny Gonzalez in a Rest in Peace match, and if anyone knows me, I know I hate both Undertaker and Johnny Gonzalez matches. And Lex Luger defeating Yokozuna by count out was a mistake, if you ask me. They should have put the title on Lex right then and there. But I can say that's something I can probably save for a future video. Next up, 1994. Now this is an underrated one. It has Alundra Blaze versus Bull Nakano, a really good women's title match. And for a while before last year, Sasha Charlotte match was the best women's match in SummerSlam history. Not that it had a lot of competition. Razor Ramon versus Diesel, I thought it was actually a pretty decent match and really underrated. But of course, we all know my personal favorite thing, and honestly one of my favorite matches of all time, the best steel cage match of all time, Bret Hart versus Owen Hart. I can't stress it enough. If you have not seen Bret and Owen in the cage, watch that match. Literally, I will give you a chance to pause this video and go watch it and come back. It is that good. It tells a great story and has great in-ring work with the entire family. What did I tell you about making that squealing noise, Tyler? It's not funny. With the entire Hart family sitting around ringside. The Undertaker was the Undertaker. Really wasn't a good match at all, but Undertaker's entrance at SummerSlam is honestly one of my favorite Undertaker entrances of all time. I don't like the match the Undertaker had with the Undertaker, but the real Undertaker, his entrance at SummerSlam 94 with Vince saying, "Now there's the Undertaker." That was a great entrance. SummerSlam 1995. If you remember at the beginning of this video, I called Kyrie the 95 Royal SummerSlam because I consider it the worst SummerSlam of all time. It's the worst SummerSlam of all time. Arguably the worst. The main event with Diesel versus Mabel is not. I watched that match and it's boring. Bret Hart versus Isaac Yankem, DDS, also known as Glenn Jacobs, also known as Kane, wasn't bad, but it really wasn't all that good either. Undertaker versus Kama was a decent casket match, but still wasn't all that good. Bertha Favors, Alundra Blaze was okay, but we all know what this show was remembered for. The best match in 1995, and I will fight anyone who disagrees with that. Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon in a ladder match, which was a rematch from the WrestleMania 10 match. And I personally, this is me, I like their SummerSlam ladder match more than their WrestleMania one. It might just be because I've seen it more, but I actually love the SummerSlam one more. And it was on a worse card, so it had a better chance of standing out. While SummerSlam, that ladder match, WrestleMania 10, their ladder match wasn't even my favorite match of the night. SummerSlam 1996. Kyrie, you know what? You gotta stop with that, man. See, here's the thing. I'm sorry for this cutoff, but Kyrie's getting on my last nerve with this. He thinks because I don't say Shawn Michaels is the best at everything, that obviously I don't like him. I love Shawn Michaels before Kyrie's even born. And he's been getting on my nerves this for the last few days. Oh, you think because the 1995 Royal Rumble was the worst because Shawn won? No, it's because I think it was a bad Royal Rumble.
No, that's not why.
I love Shawn Michaels.
No, that is not why. Because every time I say something good about Shawn, he always gotta bring up something. Like I was saying, remember when Shawn was the best wrestler remember when he was the best wrestler in the company at one time? Yeah, his life was going bad. Remember that?
I said yeah, he was the best wrestler, but I admit I like his second run more. Mm-hmm. Most people will agree that Shawn's second run is better than his first. Anyway, SummerSlam SummerSlam, I'd argue he's a better wrestler in the 2000s than he was in the 90s.
Well, yeah, 2000.
SummerSlam
He was the
96.
best wrestler at the time.
96 really isn't all that good of a SummerSlam minus 2 matches. The Boiler Room Brawl between Undertaker and Mankind is excellent. And Shawn Michaels versus Vader is a really good match as well. I really wish the feud would have continued because it was a... We stopped the chance I can't talk. It was a really good match between Shawn and Vader. I just really wish the feud would have continued, but Shawn didn't want to. I really wish it was a really good match, and I recommend watching that too. But the Boiler Room Brawl was great as well. But I didn't find 96 all that good. 97, I argue the SummerSlam that kicked off the Attitude Era. And if you ask me a pretty good one, Bret Hart versus The Undertaker with Shawn as the referee, that's a great match. But you would expect nothing less from those two. Stone Cold versus Owen Hart. Now, we all know what happened to Stone Cold on that night. But other than that I thought... Come on, Kyrie. How do you not know what happened at Stone Cold? I wasn't born yet either, but everyone knows.
I didn't watch wrestling back in the 90s.
He broke his neck and was paralyzed for a few seconds. Now, we all know what happened, but other than that, I thought Stone Cold and Owen Hart was a pretty good match. And Mankind versus Hunter Helmsley in a steel cage was another good one. SummerSlam 98 is honestly a really, once again, a personal favorite. Stone Cold versus Undertaker. While Stone Cold has said he doesn't really like the match, I personally really like it. It's not the best Stone Cold and Undertaker match we've ever had, but I really enjoy it. Triple H and The Rock's ladder match. I didn't know Triple H wrestled that match on a messed up knee, because I saw Rock work on it throughout the majority of the match. But I really thought this was a really good ladder match and really made both of them a star. That's all I can really talk about from the show because that's all I really remember the most about it. Because this isn't like I said, this video isn't a review of each show. It's just what I remember most about them. And with that being said, I gotta skip over sometime 1999. I'll be honest, I have not really seen this one, so I can't talk much about it. I'll be honest with you. So for anyone who loves SummerSlam 1999, I can't talk about it because I haven't seen it. SummerSlam 2000 is honestly probably other than 2002, maybe one of my favorites. First off. Benoit and Jericho in the Shot 3 Falls match. Good. The Rock, Triple H, and Kurt Angle in one of the craziest triple threat matches I've ever seen. Good. The first ever TLC match for the tag team titles between the Hardys, Dudleys, and Edge and Christian. While I don't know if I like it, it's not as good as that WrestleMania 17 match. This is honestly another one of their better ones. Maybe even better than WrestleMania 16. So, off the strength of those three matches alone, Steve Blackman versus Shane McMahon, a hardcore match, Shane taking that ridiculous fall. Once again, good. SummerSlam 2001. Honestly, while this is in the middle of the Invasion storyline, which, was a disappointment from what I heard, this is actually not that bad of a show. Edge and Lance Storm had a really good opening match for Intercontinental title. X-Pac into Jerry was alright. Chris Jericho and Rhino was okay. RVD versus Jeff Hardy in a ladder match for the Hardcore Championship. Do I need to say more? Of course, that was good. Kurt Angle and Stone Cold is my favorite match that ever ended in disqualification. And I just find it funny how Austin kept trying to get himself disqualified. It's really good. And the Rock versus Booker T was pretty good too. I don't know why a lot of people don't like it. I actually really enjoyed it. Of course, Shane I thought it was hilarious how Shane, kept getting involved also. Now we get SummerSlam 2002, which is arguably the best SummerSlam we've ever had, which is why I call myself 2002 SummerSlam. It's arguably the best. Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio in the opening match, good. Ric Flair versus Chris Jericho, good. Edge and Eddie Guerrero, good. The Undertaker and Test was alright. RVD versus Chris Benoit was pretty good for the Intercontinental title. Brock Lesnar versus The Rock was a really good WWE title match. But we all remember this for Shawn Michaels' in-ring return in an unsanctioned street fight versus Triple H, which is arguably one of the greatest matches in SummerSlam history.
I actually did watch Shawn Michaels and Triple H, and it was a good match. The storyline was good. The match was good. Everything about it was good.
And Shawn had, and if this match hadn't gone down, Shawn might not have gotten his confidence back, and his fantastic second run with the company might not have happened. Now, SummerSlam 2003, surprisingly, that's actually SummerSlam. The poster.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone seen the poster, you'll know why he's saying that. This is actually SummerSlam I've probably seen the most, because when I was younger, we actually had this one taped on recorded on tape. So I actually remember this one a lot. Live Resistance versus the Dudley Boys was alright. Undertaker versus A-Train was Shane versus Eric Bischoff. It was more story than match. The favorite four-way for the U.S. title was actually really good between Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Rhino, and Tajiri. Craig versus Brock Lesnar was clearly match of the night. And honestly, a really underrated match. And WWE actually released it on their YouTube channel today, so I recommend watching it. Kane and RVD's no holds barred match was pretty good, but it could have been. It was really good. The Elimination Chamber was alright, but not as good as the original. It wasn't as good as the original Elimination Chamber, and Triple H winning was a really negative stuff. The one Shawn won. Yeah, the one Shawn won. It wasn't as good as that one, but it was definitely not. Yes, but I definitely would have. What am I looking for? I would not have had Triple H win, especially because he was injured, and really Goldberg should have won. SummerSlam 2004. This is took place in Canada. The Canadian crowd was really rabid all night. I don't remember watching this show, even though I did see it live. John Cena and Booker T's first match in that best of 5 series was pretty good, but it wasn't the best one they ever had. Edge defeated Jericho and Batista in a triple threat match for the IC title, which was okay. Kurt Angle and Eddie Guerrero was great, but of course it wasn't as good as that WrestleMania match. Triple H and Eugene was fun, but it wasn't anything special. JBL versus The Undertaker was not all that good, and Orton and Benoit was a really good world title main event. But this is actually a show that I don't think is all that good. 2005. Now 2005, I think for me, is probably before 2013 was the last truly great SummerSlam we've had. For example, Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio. If you take storyline is not standing, which is not a great storyline, was a really good ladder match. Despite the botched ending, Randy Orton and The Undertaker was a pretty good match. John Cena and Jericho was okay. The no holds barred match.
I didn't like Cena and Jericho. I saw that.
It wasn't the best. I know the two could do better. Batista and JBL's no holds barred match for world title was short, but it was all right. And Hogan and Shawn, I mean, we all find it hilarious that Shawn just bouncing around the ring like a complete idiot. It's hilarious.
I like Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero for custody of the son Dominic.
Edge and Matt Hardy really should have been better. Now, the steel cage match they had at Unforgiven next month was actually really good. 2006. Now, to be honest, 2006 I actually wasn't watching a lot of wrestling, so there's not a lot of 06 I can really talk about. Besides, I really like Edge and John Cena's match, especially the storyline of Edge can't get disqualified. But other than that, I don't remember much from this show, and so I can't really talk about it. 2007, well, I did see it. Once again, this isn't much. I can't really talk about much with 07 either. John and Randy had a really good WWE title match. It was definitely, and it was fresh at the time. And it's actually one of the better matches Orton and Cena have ever had. But let's be honest, with matches like Batista and the Great Khali, it wasn't all that good. Nothing else from the show really shined for me personally. Even CM Punk vs. John Morrison wasn't that good, or Triple H and Booker T. Nothing was really that good from this show, besides Cena and Orton. Now, 2008 is actually a pretty good show, but not great either. Because I think the last two matches were good. But, Batista and John Cena was a really good dream match, but definitely not that best match they've ever had. JBL and CM Punk was not that good. Triple H and Great Khali, I don't need to talk about how that was. But the Hell in a Cell between Undertaker and Edge was a really good cell match. It was a perfect ending to almost year-long feud. I don't think it was a great show. Oh yeah, also I don't really do this, but the Jericho and Shawn Michaels segment was really good. Of Jericho punching Shawn's wife Rebecca, and of course it was an accident, but of course Jericho even said on his podcast he actually did hit Rebecca by accident. And Shawn, it took a lot of him not to break character and make sure that she was okay. And Shawn's selling of it was perfect, like the look on his face. And both
it was good.
And both promo Jericho cut and Shawn good were both good. 2009 SummerSlam.
It was good.
This actually I thought was a decent show actually. But really for me was three matches were really good. Rey Mysterio and Dolph Ziggler was a really good IC title match. DX versus Legacy was a really good tag team match, especially one of the best SummerSlam entrances of all time. With DX entrance. Nice. And CM Punk and Jeff Hardy had a great TLC match. But other than that, Randy and John, it was nowhere near as good as their match 2 years before. Especially it had so many different endings. It was crazy. Christian versus William Regal was 8 seconds, so I don't really need to talk about that. Nothing else. And And a Kane versus Great Khali, I don't need to talk about how that is. 2010. Now, this is actually the last SummerSlam I didn't see this one live. So I can't really talk about it. Even though I will say
I like this SummerSlam.
I haven't seen it. I really wish
I saw it.
Team WWE didn't beat the Nexus, and John Cena's even gone back and say having Team WWE one was a dumb decision on his part.
I watched that match. I actually liked that match.
It's not a bad match, but I just feel Nexus should have won.
They didn't like it, but I liked it. They said they didn't like it because Team Cena won.
And John admitted, like, I think Nexus was the win, but John changed it, which he admitted was a dumb decision. And I really wonder how that, like, Nexus would have worked if they did win that match, but we never know. Now we get into stuff Kyrie can talk about, because this is the first time he saw live. So, SummerSlam 2011. For me personally, though,
I had to leave.
Yeah, you didn't get to see the main event.
I know you said you get to see Randy Orton and Chris and Punk and Cena, but I rewatched it.
This show for me, I know I keep saying for me, and you know what? Take a shot every time in this video I say for me or this show for me. Was a 2-match show. The 2 world title matches. That's about it. Everything else I wouldn't recommend watching. But Randy Orton and Christian's no holds barred match was a great end to that feud. I mean, all that matches were pretty good, but this is the best. And John Cena and CM Punk, while it didn't hit the length of their Money in the Bank match or even their Raw match they had in February 2013, it was another really good match. But I really wish Del Rio didn't cash in and Kevin Nash didn't get involved, because that really ruined the summer of Punk.
Del Rio should have cashed in.
Now 2012.
What happened? I don't remember this.
This is really from, honestly, I'm trying not to say for me, but I really just can't get the words out. I didn't really like this show that much. Chris Jericho and Dolph Ziggler.
I don't remember what happened.
Chris Jericho and Dolph Ziggler had a really good match. Kane and Daniel Bryan's match wasn't all that good, but what it led to, Team Hell No, honestly, one of the best teams we ever had.
I'm about to watch that.
It was worth it. Miz and Rey Mysterio was nothing else. Punk, Cena, and Big Show was not that good, and really, they should have added Big Show. Should have been Punk and Cena, but whatever. Brock Lesnar and Triple H, none of the Lesnar and Triple H's matches were all that good, and this one wasn't all that good either. So I don't think 2012 is that good. Now 2013, this is a great one.
This is the first time me and Kyra actually watched a full SummerSlam together.
We watched 2012 together.
I don't remember nothing from that.
Anyway, let's just talk about like
Del Rio versus Christian, that was a good match.
It really had us emotionally. I really thought Christian should have won, but I guess not having it. Lesnar and Punk, you can go talk about that one, because I know you like that one the most.
We gonna get to his match, but I think Lesnar and Punk are the match of the night. That's just me now.
I think the main event between Daniel Bryan and John Cena is the best match of the night. And honestly, the match of 2013 for me. I would argue both Punk and Lesnar and Cena and Daniel Bryan have 2 of the greatest SummerSlam matches of all time. But because I'm more of a person who prefers pure wrestling to a no-holds-barred match, as great as Lesnar and Punk was told a great story. John and Punk told a great story as well. And Randy cashing in afterwards and Triple H trying to heal and the birth of the Authority. It started an angle that ended well at WrestleMania, but WWE tried to stop it at every cost. But I thought 2013 was a really good show. 2014, now this is the last one I didn't see, because I didn't have the network at the time, and my computer, which I used to watch streams of it, wasn't on. So I didn't get to watch this show. But I can talk about some of it. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose Lumberjack match was pretty good. Stephanie McMahon and Brie Bella was a lot better than it had any right to be. Kudos to Stephanie. I think Stephanie carried the entire feud because she's the better one on the mic. Lesnar and Cena, I mean, a lot of people love it. I don't, because honestly, I didn't really get to watch a lot of it. Lesnar suplexing John 16 times, and then it was pretty much a squash. It was actually a match I think Cena proved a lot of people wrong, because it told a good story, and I think it's really been a change in the guard. As John, while he has held the WWE title 1 time since then, it was only a 2-week reign. Now we get to the last 2, and boy, I have a lot to talk about with these 2. First off, 2015.
10 matches, that's a lot of matches.
You want to go?
Where do I start? Ziggler and Rusev, that was a good match.
I didn't think so. The whole feud I thought was bad, but you keep going.
You didn't?
No, I didn't.
I think it was alright. And then a double count out. Steven Arnell and Neville versus Stardust and King Bird. I really didn't care about.
None of us even watched it. Remember?
I didn't care about this feud or the match.
None of us watched it down there. We all came upstairs to get some pizza during that time. No one cared.
Ryback in the Big versus Big Show in the Miz. I really don't remember what happened.
If anyone remembers, when me and Kyle did the prediction video for that, this is the first video he was ever in. I said that I was actually gonna go to the bathroom during that match, and I really did because I didn't care.
Ambrose and Reigns, the Wyatt family. That was pretty good.
And but the night after, when Braun Strowman debuted, at the time, no one liked Braun Strowman. Now he's honestly one of my favorite things in wrestling. You want to keep going?
Rollins versus Cena, match of the night.
Obviously. Despite a few botches and the ending being terrible, it was the match of the night.
And Seth Rollins became the first United States champion and WWE champion in WWE history.
To hold them at the same time is what he means.
Team PCV.
PCV
versus the Bella Twins. Team Bad. I don't really remember this match as well. Kevin Owens versus Owens. I don't remember that, but that seemed like it would have been a good match.
It was a good match, but no one really cared. It wasn't all that good because everyone just wanted to get to the main event. And then Undertaker and Brock Lesnar.
Versus Brock Lesnar. It was miles better than the WrestleMania 30 match. It was better than that, but I would give that about a B-. The ending. If the ending was better, I would have gave it a B+. But the ending, I give it a B-. And I would like to know, how could the timekeeper see Brock tapping out and the ref couldn't if the timekeeper was on the other side?
That's the type of debate we've had for a long time. Point where that can feel on that this pay-per-view can feel on video. But I'll go through it real quick. Sheamus versus Randy Orton wasn't all that good. The tag team, the Fatal Weight Tag Team title match was really good. Like Kyrie said, Rollins and Cena was the best match of the night. Undertaker and Lesnar, while it was better than that WrestleMania match, it wasn't as good as the Hell in a Cell match they had later. And KO versus Cesaro was actually pretty good too. I think the problem with this show was the night before was the first NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, which was the first NXT show I ever saw, and it just blew SummerSlam out of the water. But I'm not going to be talking about that. I might do a review of the first NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Now, SummerSlam 2016, I'm not going to get into as much because I did a full review on the show. But like I said, I've said a million times, I'm going to continue to say it. Charlotte and Sasha, AJ and Cena. I'm going to give you the floor because I did a whole review on it. So I'm going to let you take the floor. I just want to say this. Charlotte and Sasha, AJ and Cena, Balor and Rollins. Mind the crowd. Those three matches what carried the show, but I failed the rest of the show. Anyone remembers the review? Kyrie, you can go ahead. Jericho versus
Enzo and Cash. Nah.
It was okay.
It was okay. Charlotte versus Sasha, that was a good match. The Miz versus Apollo Crews sucked. That match sucked. 5 minutes and 45 seconds.
A 5-minute match can be good, but that one wasn't. And no one cared.
Styles versus Cena, my favorite match of that year. Best match of the night. It was a great match, and they booked that match right and had Styles beat Cena. Ambrose versus Ziggler, that match should have been better than it was.
You'll see on a lot of worst matches of the year. It wasn't a bad match, but
I was looking real forward to this match, and it should have been better because both of these men are good wrestlers.
But you got to take into account the crowd was tired from still dead from Cena and AJ.
Mm-hmm.
But still, and I just don't think that styles mesh well together. And both were going to do better work with Ambrose facing AJ at Backlash and Ziggler having that great feud with The Miz. But right then, both of them went off to do better things.
Mm-hmm. I did. And Balor and Rollins, it was a good match, but like you said, the crowd was basically dead.
No, they weren't dead. They were very alive. They just ruined it.
They were dead at one point.
No, they weren't dead. They were dead. No, they were. No, watch that match again. They weren't dead. But you go to the last match so we can wrap this up.
Lesnar and Orton. I knew that match wasn't going to be good, but just...
Which we said,
but just making it worse by just ending it in the technical knockout.
Forget that, technical knockout, no. Having Lesnar literally open up Randy Orton's skull with his actual forearms in elbows were a problem for me, which is why I failed it. Like I said, I gave the show a C- in my actual review, and that was being nice because of the 3 matches that were really good. Now, me and Kyrie are not gonna, obviously, we're not gonna talk about the next SummerSlam this year at all in the show, but I can't say I'm looking forward to it all that much. It's a few matches, but I'm saving my thoughts for the prediction video we'll get done in a few weeks. And who know? And in the meantime, what I'm gonna do with NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3 coming up, I'm gonna review both NXT Takeover Brooklyn's, and Kyrie is not gonna probably be in these because he doesn't care for NXT. Next time you'll see me is NXT Takeover Brooklyn review. I'm Kyrie and Chase. He's Kyrie Sherrod. We will see you guys later.
I'm looking to retain my brotherhood heavyweight champion.
See you later.